everyone. We are hopefully live. I'm hoping this is all working. This is our first time using this new live streaming software. So we're hoping this is all working. Just while we're getting everyone to join us, if anyone has tuned in already, please do free to introduce yourself in the comments. Say hello. What's your name? Where are you tuning in from? And I just want to check everything is all working.
Yeah, I think I'm getting notifications on on
fantastic.
YouTube. I think
we've got Sujata from Malaysia tuning in. Hi, great to see you. Thank you. Awesome. So we're getting comments from YouTube, which is great. I'm not seeing any Facebook comments. I'm just going to quickly double check it is streaming correctly on Facebook, because you never know. We're trying out a new live streaming software today, so if this doesn't work, please let us know if it's not working. That'd be really helpful.
It's okay. We're going to make it work.
It should all be working.
Let me also check the Facebook stream.
Yes, it is all working. I can see here on Facebook. Fantastic.
Yay. Awesome.
Okay, great. I can see people tuning in now. Fantastic. I think it's a while for notifications to come through. So we've got Claire. Hi, Claire. Good to see you. And we've got here friends from South Africa. Awesome. People from all around the world joining us today. That's really great to see. We've got Peter here saying pandas. I'm not quite sure what that comment's referring to, but hi, Peter. Thanks for joining us. Great to see you as well. Really good. Okay, great. Well, I see everyone's starting to tune in, which is really great to see. So do feel free to introduce yourself. And while everyone else is sort of saying hello, can I introduce you guys today to our guest, Ivy from SuperKid. So Ivy, do you just give everyone a quick introduction to yourself, and then we'll kind of jump in with everything.
Yes, sure. Thanks, Katie. Thank you for having me, and thanks everyone for tuning in today. As Katie already mentioned, my name is Ivy, and I come here to talk about SuperKid a little bit. Other than that, I'm a teacher, a fellow teacher, like most of you are coming and tuning in today. I used to work for GoGoKid for like 4 years and Dada. And before that, I used to work with a Japanese company called Inbu and one Vietnamese company working with adults and children. So I studied special education, but this is not what I teach. So I just teach English ESL at the moment, and also run SuperKid as a platform. Yeah. Would you like me to share? Yeah.
I'm hoping that was working for everyone. Cool. It's really great to see Ivy having joined us today. And Ivy, as she was saying, is the director of SuperKid, which is a really exciting and very interactive, all-inclusive, amazing platform for online teachers, which is what we're going to be learning about today. I also realized I forgot to introduce myself. I forget not everyone here has tuned into things on my channel before. So if anyone's new here, my name is Katie. I'm director of Abridge Academy, and I also am an online teacher. I'm an in-person classroom teacher, and I do many different things. But yeah, most people know me as the director of Abridge Academy, the Abridge Academy curriculum. Okay, great. Oh, Peter's just
we just found out.
Yeah. Fantastic.
We'll have more guests.
Yeah, we've got Daniel tuning in from Taipei as well. Excellent. Thank you, Daniel.
Awesome.
Cool. Okay, should we jump straight in then? And let's learn a little bit more about SuperKid. So we're going to do this kind of interview style, so asking a few questions. If anyone's got any questions about SuperKid as we go along, please do put them in the comments. And by the way, if you're writing on Facebook, you need to authorize Wave Video to access your name. So if your name isn't showing up, just make sure you've clicked on the link somewhere around the video so we can see who you are. Yeah, if you've got any questions as we go through, please do ask them. This is meant to be a very interactive session today. So to start off with, Ivy, do you want to tell us what do you think is particularly unique or special about SuperKid? Why should people check you out?
Yeah, sure. So SuperKid is, first of all, it's teacher created. So it's based on the needs specifically of independent teachers. Because myself and a few fellow teachers, once that the Chinese market shut down on us, we were just talking and discussing what we could do for ourselves to continue teaching, but to set up the system, the whole system that will allow us more independency, direct communication with the students, and just to be like in charge of everything. You know how we used to work for companies, we couldn't actually talk to our students, we couldn't change our rates. We could not make the classroom more personalized, be it for the classroom tools or the learning materials. So having all of that in mind, a few of us were crazy enough and brave enough to just, think about why don't we start creating our own platform. So what's unique about SuperKid is also that it's not just a classroom environment, but it also gives you a bunch of out-of-class tools, such as booking system, a personal calendar that is in your local time zone. That means you as a teacher open up your schedule in your local time zone, and the students all around the world can tune in their local time zone and check your schedule. We also have a chat, both in class and outside of the classroom, which is really useful for most of the teachers. Also, there is a file sharing system, so you can easily share preview materials or some lesson feedback or homework. It's not very advanced, to be honest, but it's just basic, but it works really well. It's very simple to navigate. And I should mention that you can also have a private library, so you can preset. So our big idea was how to make it work to not have to lose a single moment on class prep, so that the system can work for you, actually. So we made it so that you can just log in, set your classroom environment once, and it's going to be waiting for you next time. And the system works for you. It counts your class credit. You just have to open up your schedule once. Parents can book all the classes in advance. There's also a payment processor. Sorry, I know it must be a lot of information, but maybe like these are the basic tools that make SuperKid unique, and actually the full system that works for every teacher.
Yeah, absolutely. For that, I should say there's so many different tools to talk about. It's almost difficult to cram it into like a short summary. And we're going to be looking at some of those today, and you'll be able to see it when screen sharing and showing you live on the platform how it all works. So that's the plan today. So what I really love about SuperKid, and when I first was checking out the platform and also how it's been developing over the past year or so, is that it's very much an all-inclusive platform. If you were used to teaching with a company before where like everything was automatically scheduled for you, it was all organized, you just had to open up your classroom and go, that's almost what you're getting with SuperKid, and that all of your stuff is integrated into one system. You don't have to worry about a separate payment platform, a separate booking platform, trying to link it together, sending through like messy looking Zoom links for classes, all of that. So it's so much simpler having it all in one place, which I think is great. And it's also really interactive. I know a lot of people tuning in today are probably part of the ABH Academy curriculum, and our lessons are designed for these kind of interactive classroom environments where students can drag and drop and click and do things directly on the slides. You can't really do that easily with platforms like Zoom when you're screen sharing, and it's very passive kind of screen sharing. Whereas with SuperKid, you've got the built-in co-browser, and you've also got loads of other interactive tools, which just makes your lessons so much more engaging. I know right now a lot of teachers are looking at classrooms, like virtual classrooms in particular, because Class-In has started changing their pricing policy. So we're seeing a lot of teachers moving away from Class-In, which is one of those big, very well-known virtual classroom platforms, and looking for alternatives like SuperKid, which have even better features and also might be a bit more affordable. So we've seen some of the Class-In plans being quite expensive for people getting started. And so I really like the pricing structure on SuperKid, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Cool.
Yeah, we have
we've got a question already here from a mystery Facebook user. Please do feel free to click somewhere the link around the video to authorize wait video to access your name. The mystery Facebook user has said, hello, is there a way to track and store feedback from my lessons in the SuperKid system? Ivy.
Yes, definitely. And actually, is it okay, Katie, to just share the screen just briefly to show that how it works?
Definitely.
So you as a teacher have separate lesson space for every student. So you have a dedicated space to upload the feedback material, and they can also upload it back to you as a feedback. So if you would like to check their homework, let me just demonstrate that really quickly.
Yeah, got the screen
share screen. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let me open the how it works page. Can you see it?
Yeah, we're just going to put it up in the live stream.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Katie.
Sorry, everyone, my computer is very slow, so sometimes it takes a little while for these things to pop up.
Awesome.
Okay, here we go.
I think it's visible. Awesome. So let me show you how it works. So let's say this is my demo account that we're going to use today, and Katie and I have scheduled class starting in a couple of minutes. So here you can see all the upcoming classes, completed classes, actually your class history. So to share homework and track on it, you can simply click this little magnifier button, and it's going to give you all the information on the student's name, curriculum you're going to be using, class date and time, the click start button, and here you can actually share the lesson material. You can upload audio material, MP4. This is super useful for, let's say, students in China, because they don't have access to lots of YouTube resources, right? So you can just upload anything you want or share preview or a homework material. So it can be in image format, PDF, any actually format. And as soon as you upload
How about
something,
feedback
the
for
parents...
previous lessons? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So this is even easier because it's an in-class feature. So while you're having class, and once you're done, your student can simply download be it the whiteboard or the document tab you're going to see in a moment, and that's it. Like, you don't actually have, if you would like to prepare, of course you can, and share it either in the classroom chat or here in the lesson material.
Okay, great, fantastic. Thank you for that, Ivy.
Cool. Sure. I hope this answers the question.
Yeah, no, it was a great question as well. Thank you. Okay, we've got other questions. Okay, everyone's just saying thank you in the chat. That's fantastic. Okay, should we jump in actually and have a look at how the system actually works? I know a lot of people here are wanting to see the system actually in action. I think it's probably the easiest way to answer a lot of these questions. So we've got a classroom set up already, and I think the first question people want to see is what the actual virtual classroom looks like. So we start by looking at the virtual classroom itself, the virtual classroom environment, and then we can move on to look at some of those outside of class tools and things that you can do before and after the class, and the sort of admin side afterwards. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, definitely.
So if we pop you back up again, Ivy, your screen share. Do you want to start the lesson now? I've got it ready on my phone. By the way, the SuperKid platform works not just on computers, but it also works on mobile devices. So I'm going to be logging in as a student on my phone, hopefully.
Awesome. Yeah, and while you're trying to log in, let me just mention that me as a teacher, actually anybody who is a teacher can enter class first. So your student cannot log into class before you. So that's also an advantage we wanted to work for us, like in order to prepare or, So there are two ways you can enter classroom. One is to click the magnifier button we showed previously. And this is in case you need to check the unit and the lesson you're going to be teaching, just in case you need to remind yourself of the class details. But if you're having back-to-back classes and you just want to hop in from one class to another, it's easier to use the little classroom bell button. So I'm just going to click on it, and it will take us straight to the classroom. So here is what you usually see first. You will be prompted to allow your audio and video settings, just some basic stuff. It also supports ManyCam and secondary camera, but I'm going to use my FaceTime HD camera. And I'm going to mute myself just for the sake of our audio, not to create echo. But here you can test the speakers. If there is any issue, it's going to be reported. You're going to be able to see. And that's it. Click join. And usually what you will see is just a clean whiteboard or just a black screen, depending on the mode. If you prefer to have a light mode, you can change it to suit your eyes, and just if this feels more comfortable, or you can switch back to the dark mode. And we're in. Let me see, Katie, if you, okay, so here you can see students, actually you and your student. I can see Katie joining the classroom.
Sorry, the camera is pointing the weird way because I've balanced my phone on
okay.
my laptop. Your student's video would be there if the camera was pointing the right way.
Yeah, so by default, we're taken into the simple whiteboard mode. We call it learning modes because in SuperKid, we have a few different learning modes, and that's also very unique compared to any other platform. So first of all, there is a classroom environment where you have the whiteboard mode. There is also a document tab that is really great for writing classes, just to practice some grammar rules, spelling, typing, any kind of activity that involves typing and writing. You can also upload an image here. And also what's unique about SuperKid is it has subject-specific tools. For example, if you're a math teacher, so it's not just for ESL teachers. If you're a math teacher, you will have, I would not say tons, but some basic like math tools, such as rulers, graphs, different kinds of, I'm not a math teacher, so I'm not, yeah, very particular about that. So we also have a resource library that allows you to just pick up some, let's say, worksheet or anything you need as a brain break or just to jumpstart the class. And there is even a coding tab. Like if you're a teacher who wants to teach coding, we even have this little coding tab. Another
so literally
main,
it's got everything you need for all the different kind of subjects that people offer as well.
Yeah, definitely. There is also, I forgot to mention like music mode, because we have a great like crisp sound filters and whatnot to be adjusted very well for teaching music classes as well. And if you need any additional resource, there is a resource drawer. It's going to pop up here. So here you get your personal library, which is very similar to Classroom, but the difference is you can just, actually it's almost the same. You can just pull out the resource you need straight from class. So you don't have to do it outside of the classroom. And you can also prepare, preload anything you want in your personal library. Here's also our organization library, full of different kinds of worksheets and just little games and something we have collected over time to offer and to add value. And here are the class-specific resources. Let's say we are learning about transport. So here's a little picture we can grab and annotate and work with it. And the other major feature is the co-browser. So you feel free to stop me because I know there's a lot of information.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, can I?
Oh, you do? Okay, good.
I think I have it here. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is the bit I think for anyone who's using the Abridge Academy curriculum would be particularly interested in is the co-browser tool. So all those stuff in the classroom is stuff that anyone can use as part of the SuperKid platform. And if you're an Abridge Academy curriculum member, we have a free tier available if anyone wants to check it out. You can use the Abridge Academy tiers in the co-browser tool. So this is like an interactive web browser where both you and your student can click and directly interact and engage with the lessons together within the SuperKid platform, which is so helpful for making your lessons that bit more engaging. So yeah, I was just showing you how to set it up. Basically, you find the lesson link from the Abridge Academy website, pop it into the co-browser, and you'll need the passcode that's, again, on the lesson page from the Abridge Academy website. Just pop the password in and you go to the slides.
Yeah, let me show you. Here it is.
Yes.
And once you log into your, and I just forgot to mention, like once you are logged into your Abridge Academy account, the co-browser is going to save your login data for each class coming after this one. So you won't have to enter your information every time. So it's going to be pre-saved.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Because I know if you get logged out of the website, you have to re-log in and navigate again. It's a bit of a pain. So it's great that it keeps your login active, which is really saves a lot of time.
Definitely.
Awesome. Okay, should we have a look at some of those interactive tools then, those interactive features, and how we can then like show it off to everyone so everyone can see how exactly it works. So we've got the lesson slides there. You might have clicked through the first few slides are just introductory. But we show off some of those interactive features.
Yeah, I love the choice of the lesson we got today because it has a lot of like typing and drag and drop and all the tools. Interesting. So this is a review slide, right? So because I'm logged in as a teacher and Katie is logged in as a student, only I can use all the interactive tools at the moment. If I would want her to type in and do the exercise herself, I just need to click the co-browser permission and the list of students is going to pop up here. And if I had more than one student, all of their names are going to be here, listed under the co-browser permission, and they will all be in red. That means they are off, the permissions are off. If I would like to turn on the permissions, I just have to click on Katie's name, We're just gonna wait for, I think she
Sorry, my
logged
phone has
out.
decided this
Okay,
is the
you're
time
back.
to disconnect from the Wi-Fi.
Okay,
So I
okay, you're
apologize for that.
back. Don't worry.
Should be back now.
Oh, that's actually a great moment to check what's going on with your device, because that might happen, especially if you have students like with a new device or something you need to just check on their settings. In the classroom itself, there is a troubleshooter, and it's super smart. So Katie, maybe it's a good moment to just show how it works, if you agree.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've just connected my
awesome.
phone back on the
That's it. Don't worry.
data
That's
because
a
my
great
Wi-Fi
moment.
was struggling to cope with all of this stuff going on.
That's okay. Yeah, because we're live streaming and plus in the classroom. So here, as the teacher, you see both your settings and your student settings. So let's check if there is any problem on my end. It says everything looks good. We're not detecting any problems, blah, blah, blah. If I go check my students tab, it says everything looks good now. And if she cannot hear anything, there is like a suggestion to how to solve the problem. Like the
I think it's because
student
I've
should
muted the
allow their
audio.
audio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
right. So it's detected already. If you feel like your student's internet connection is not stable enough, you can activate the relay mode. It's here. It says having poor connectivity, and it's going to give you a slightly better overall performance in the classroom. Usually what happens, like 99% of the time, if there is any tech issue, it's because the student is not using the correct web browser. So because most of our students are coming from China, as teachers are coming from ex-Chinese platforms, and this is the only thing you need to make sure your student follows the technical instruction. Like sometimes they try to enter class from their WeChat browser or straight from a classing chat or whatnot. So if they just make sure to use the right browser, which is Chrome on any device and Safari on iPads, you will be good to go.
Excellent. That's really good. Okay, should we have a look at the actual lesson slides and how we can get those all interactive for everyone?
Sure.
Fantastic.
Awesome. So let's see. This is a review slide. And last time, Katie, we learned how to use the phrase used to. So let's see. Can you type in? So now your name is in green. That means you have the browser permissions. So let's look at the first sentence. I, blah, blah, take the bus to school, but now I ride my bike. Can you type in the missing words?
I'm trying to type on my phone.
Okay, you're there.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yay.
So this is me typing. That wasn't Ivy. That was me. So from the student's end, I should be able to type
Hands
and
up.
does that work?
Good. Yeah.
My phone
Perfect.
is very
Awesome.
slow as well.
Oh, that was really good.
And when I get
So
it
to
correct, it
encourage
pops up
my
the little tick.
students, yeah, definitely. Plus, you can use these VR stickers to say "great job," or just "huh, are you sure about that?" If you're like want to encourage them, but to check their answer, and so on. And also, there is a reward system. Just to mention it here, we have just added like stars, balloons that are super cute for their birthday or special occasion. There is even a fireworks, flowers, and that's it.
I love that because
Okay,
actually,
so let's
particularly if you're teaching younger kids, they really love those kind of
yeah,
interactive rewards that pop up. And there's stuff that's
yeah.
built into the Age Academy slides, but they're like small little trophies. But you can use that as a
Mhm.
prompt to remind you to click one of these more kind of engaging and full screen
Yeah,
size
yeah,
balloon things and stuff
exactly.
to make it that bit more exciting for your students. I love that there's a range of
Definitely, that's why I
materials there as
remember.
well, because depending on your
Mhm.
student, they might prefer, balloons if it's their birthday or something versus fireworks
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. They also love to eat this fire, like, wow, I'm so good today. Or, we're going to be adding like food and some kind of stickers that can be actually used as props more.
That's really good. I like the numbers I saw there as well. That could be useful if you've got a group class and you want them to vote on an
Mhm.
answer or something. They can click on the different numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a very creative way of using them. Okay, so this is the typing tool. Should we move on to the next?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Nice. So today we will learn some new words and have a reading exercise and even writing, right? So on this slide, we have audio, both in British and American. And this is what I really love I just wanted to give you feedback, Katie. Like my students love playing around with different accents and they find it super useful, parents as well. And they are telling me like after class when they watch some movie or anything and kids can actually tell different accents. So this is like a super cool feature that's pretty unique on Eggbridge Academy.
No, thanks for that. I really appreciate that feedback because it's really helpful as well. I know we have teachers from all around the world using the slides. So I know some teachers prefer to teach like the British accent, some are using American accent. And it's also not just the accent, but sometimes there's vocabulary that's different as well, like the trousers versus pants kind of thing. So yeah. And these are also in the lesson previews, by the way. So if you're an Eggbridge Academy curriculum member, the slides have got previews available, which include like the main learning points from the lesson, including like the vocabulary slides. So the students can play the audio before the lesson to practice saying that vocabulary correctly. Because what you don't want them to do is preview the lesson, but pre-learn the words incorrectly, and then you're having to re-teach them in the class. So that's kind of the point in these audio things. But yeah, and it's great. You can't really hear it because we're screen sharing through Wave Video at the moment, but it does come through on the SuperKid browser. Like as a student, I can hear the audio playing from my end as well. Cool. Should we go to some of the other things that can be clicked and moved on? I think 2 slides time
definitely.
Click on.
Okay, sure. I think the next one is going to be like flip
okay,
the
that
picture.
One there, the new word slide.
Yeah, the one before. Yeah, this one.
So this one.
Okay, this is super cool. So in this one, students should try to name the picture and then check their answer, right? And it's
let me just
super fun. Yeah, maybe you can try.
Sorry, show on my phone. I can click and I can turn it around. Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well this is showing up for everyone. Can I make me bigger? Oh, I lost Ivy. Where's Ivy gone? Okay, you can see it from my end. So I've got it on my phone here, and I can directly click on things as a student.
Yeah.
Ooh,
definitely.
Let's do that.
Okay, here you are. Excellent.
Moves things.
Wonderful.
On that end
awesome.
As well.
Yes.
Okay, let's go back
and
to
it's super cool. Yeah, that's okay. So it's super cool because students can feel for themselves, right? First, I can close. What I do with this kind of slides, is I would just close their permission. That's okay. I would just close their co-browsing permission first to have them, to challenge them a little bit and to ask them, do you remember what this could be like? Whoa, what is she doing? What is that? And then just right after they have at least one guess or a few guesses, if they can't remember, then I will let them click. And they will be super proud of themselves. Like once they see like they were actually right. Like, yay. Time for more rewards.
Do it as a kind of quiz to practice and check their recall of the new words. Excellent.
I love it. Awesome. Cool. Let's find one with drag and drop maybe, right? Or with writing.
This one I think is drag and drop, right?
Oh, yes, you're right. Sorry, I thought it was writing. So let me close the pen. Okay, can you match the tens? Can you drag the tens into the right square?
Just for context, this lesson is a lesson all about travel in Beijing. And it talks about some historical sites in Beijing later in the lesson. And it's part of the kind of history bit of this reading article. There's lots of big numbers. So in the first part of this lesson, there's learning about these big numbers and how to say big numbers in English. So this is a bit of a review. Hopefully students at this level, this is level 4 of the curriculum, they should be familiar with tens, hundreds, and thousands. Just moving them on the screen here. This is me doing it. This is not Ivy. So I'm just moving it here on the screen as a student, and it moves across. And it's kind of hard to show this on the live stream, but it's really smooth from the student's end. I know that some people are using Zoom, and Zoom's got like what they call a remote control feature, where you give your student your mouse and they can drag and drop. But having used that with some of my students before I switched across to other platforms, with Zoom it's so clunky and there's like a massive lag and it's awful. Whereas here, I can just click and move it on the screen, and it's just like I'm playing on my phone, moving things as if it's on my own web browser. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very different.
Awesome.
Do we have any
got a few
questions
actually coming up?
Yeah.
I might just quickly pull some of these up and see if we can answer these as we go along. So I've got a question here from Peter. Peter's asking, how many can you have in a group? I think we mentioned earlier about having a group of students being able to engage with things.
Yeah, in SuperKid Classroom, it's recommended to have up to 10 students for the best performance. If you would like to have more, then their video stream will be limited, or So usually it will be recommended to turn off their camera, or to limit some of the features just to make sure it's stable enough. But up to 10, no problem at all.
That's fantastic. I know for me personally, like my group classes are always limited to say 4. The most I taught was I used to teach without school previously. I think 7. Any more than that, you can't have any kind of meaningful discussions really. So 10 is fantastic as a kind of maximum limit there.
Yeah, like you can have like maybe if even 50 students, but this is more for like a webinar format like this. Then you would be the only one having the video and the audio. They could just follow your, let's say, live stream, and they could type, because there is a chat box here. Let me show you real quickly how it works. Hello, student. And here you can also share files. So what I would do if I had a huge group of students, I would just allow them to enter class. I would just mute all of their audio and video and just have them raise their hand. That's why we have this super convenient tool to raise their hand if they have any question, or just type in the chat box.
Yeah, fantastic. Great. We've got another quick question here from Claire. What's available to teachers to support their students if they wish to get the students moving over to SuperKid? For example, guides, set up step-by-step guides, and are they in multiple languages? So what is there for new students coming?
Oh, yeah. For new students,
if you've got a student, is there a student guide?
Definitely. Yes, there is, and I can show you that also real quickly. Like once you sign up with SuperKid, you get a welcome email from us with a link to SuperKid training. And a part of this training is like 2 main parts are short how-to video guides for teachers that will help you set up your teacher profile, open up the schedule, and offer class bundles. And they're also short how-to video guides for students. They're all without audio because they're like 15 seconds long, because they're made to be super simple. So they only have to click once or twice to get anywhere they want. The platform itself is translated to Chinese, and currently we are working on French, German, Italian, and Spanish, but we're going to add, like, we plan on adding Korean because we have some teachers onboarding students from Korea. So we will make sure to expand on the language. So let me just show you. If you have students, I'm just going to assume that you have students coming from China. So once you share, you just need to share your teacher link and tell them to click this language button. Let me go just to main page for the sake of demonstration. Here, if they click on Chinese, the whole platform is going to be translated on Chinese to get them started easier.
Fantastic. That's really useful. Because I know a lot of people have been teaching Chinese students. That's a really big one. And it's great to hear that other languages are in the works as well. Ooh,
definitely. And maybe just to mention, thank you, Katie, and that's really a great question. Thank you. And so just to mention, here is a page that says this one, frequently asked questions, and it's also all set in translated in Chinese, of course. So this is one I recommend sharing with your parent if needed. But usually they find it very easy just by using your link. You just need to tell them to click book one-on-one class, and they will be taken to sign up and book classes with you.
Great. Yeah, it's a very smooth kind of onboarding process that students go through when they're signing up. So that's really, really helpful. Great. I've got a quick question as well, also from Claire.
Thanks to you.
About, asking about Android users. She says, is it a no-go? Well, my phone is using Android and appears to be working fine. So I'm going to say that Android seems to work fine for me.
It does work. There's no limitations. The only limitation is the browser. It needs to be right. And the troubleshooter is going to tell you exactly what's wrong. So you just have to remind your student, because sometimes they say they're using Chrome, but actually they're not. Once we logged in, like, you can even reach out to SuperKid here to get live support. And once we log into your class, we usually see that they're using a different browser that's either not compatible or not up to date. So you just need to use the Chrome or Safari on iPads, and make sure the browser is up to date.
Excellent. So yes, to answer Claire's question, totally fine on Android. Just make sure they're using Chrome don't use the WeChat browser or some of those other, a lot of the Chinese browsers I know are not compatible with most non-Chinese websites. But as long as they're using Chrome, no issues. Cool, thank you for the question, Claire. Okay. Peter saying, this also feels easy to use for coaching. Thank you for answering the questions. Yeah, you don't have to just use this for kids, right? Are there any age limits,
Yes.
or can adults use it too?
No, not at all. Absolutely. Only the name, like when we first created it, we named it SuperKid. So it might like imply it's only suitable for kids, but absolutely not. You can teach anybody, no limits.
Excellent. Yeah, I love this idea as well. Like, people are teaching adults, like even adults benefit from stuff that's interactive. You don't have to be a kid to like clicking on things. Excellent. Okay, we've got lots of thank yous in the comments. Thank you, everyone. Great. Okay, I think what is the main thing in terms of the co-browser? If we click through, I think there was a few other small things. This was just some other activities. If we flick through these.
Yeah, we haven't tried the drag and drop, maybe
this was a fun
easily.
game. You can click on it and it spins around and gives
I love
numbers for kids to practice saying.
Oh, cool. Super cool.
It's one of my favorite activities. I put on lots of the slides. But yeah, this is getting practicing the big numbers. I think there's a writing activity later on. And actually, this might be one to show off the document a bit more.
Here is one. Sorry.
Oh, that's just a one-off thing. That's a bit like the one earlier. This was reviewing the past tense. The main focus of this unit is looking at past tense. So here you'd say, and the answers, if you don't know what to do on a slide, just click on the little teacher notes thing in the top left corner and it pops up with helpful things like the answers and top tips. Like here, for example, it should be I walked on the Great War. I ate Peking duck. Oops. A-T-E. I ate Peking duck.
Sorry. Perfect.
And I watched Peking opera. Yay.
Yay! You did it so well. Perfect.
Like, and there's some reading activities and things. I mean, if you're an Age Academy member, feel free to check out these slides. This was level 4, unit 2, lesson 5, I want to say. Somewhere in level 2, it's the travel unit. On level 4.
I love it. I love it.
There's a little bit towards the end, I think.
Okay, I had an idea maybe to demo just a little bit how you can extend on using the lesson, for example, in the co-browser, or maybe, you lead me, please, because I'm gonna. I don't want to.
I was going to suggest. I think there's a little activity. There might be a few more slides on. Feel free to flick through a bit. Where they're going to write a little postcard talking about their trip to Beijing.
Yes, So
and I think this is a good example of where you might want to jump across one of the other SuperKid tools. And that's where having SuperKid as a platform is really, really helpful. Oh yeah, this is a drawing slide. So here, for example, I might want to match up some of the things, the facts from, I can't actually remember what the lesson was about. So I think it was 2,000 kilometers long.
Great.
But it was once 2,000 kilometers long. Actually, that might have been 2,000 years old. Oops. Good thing I'm not actually a
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's more than 7,000 towers and 800,000 people. Something like that.
Perfect.
We'll get there.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, the writing tools are really helpful as well.
Perfect. Should I skip this one or
look around Beijing and adventure? Yeah, if you flick through to, sorry, there's too many slides in this lesson. There's a bit with a postcard.
Perfect.
So this was first was like a drag and drop example postcard. So for example, yesterday we visited the Great War, and they can just move. Looking down at my phone here to try and play with the lesson. They can move the things on the screen like this.
Perfect.
I wouldn't recommend they use a phone, by the way, just a suggestion, because I'm doing it with my phone here, and it is, obviously the phone screen is a bit small. Most students, I find, tend to use iPads, and it works very well on the iPad.
Awesome. And this slide is actually really good to just demo the document tab, right? Like if
I was going to say, so the next slide is like a blank. And if you're using something like Zoom, you can use the Zoom annotation tools to type in. And there's also just a box they can type in. So on the co-browser, it's, if they click here, they can actually type directly in the box. But if you've got SuperKid, a great thing is you've also got the, what's it called, document tab. So you can actually type directly as a document, which is probably a little bit easier to use than trying to write on the slides.
And also the advantage of that is that the students can just right click on the document tab at the end of class, or you can just call the parent and say, please click to download the document. So this is how you actually give them what you have learned in the class, and parents get to keep it and to review. On actually, I personally do not send any other feedback other than downloading our whiteboard content as an image or the document tab text if we are typing. So here,
yeah, that's
you can
really
also
fantastic.
upload.
Particularly if they're doing like an extended bit of writing. It's really sad if they lose it all at the end of the class, right? On other platforms, they wouldn't be able to keep
Exactly.
it. So download is when they can come to it another time and things like that. Great.
Definitely. So you can upload images here, and you can just, or you can just type here.
Oh, yeah,
you can also upload the image in the whiteboard. Yeah, to use it just as a prompt. Oh, sorry. If you erase something, yeah, by mistake, this is a good moment because I've just erased the picture and I want to put it back. There are hotkeys on in the classroom, in the whiteboard and document mode. So you just need to use Command and Z to pull it back. Same goes for the typing and drawing tools. Like if you would like to draw something, you just need to click D. Maybe, Katie, can you try that on your phone? I'm just curious if it also works on the phone.
Sure.
Awesome. Yeah,
so
right?
Scribbled.
Awesome. So if you click H, it's going to give you the highlighter tool. So this is super convenient. This is like the advanced way of using the tools at your fingertips, and it becomes really quick. So you don't have to use the tools at all. And kids are the ones who figure it out really quickly, usually.
Yeah, definitely.
If you need the eraser, right? If you need the eraser, you just click the E on your keyboard.
Oh, sorry, that was me. I just did something.
If you, if you do something by mistake, you just go Command Z, and I'm gonna pull it all back. Just a second.
Fantastic. Great.
We click many times. Yeah.
So I think this is most of the classroom tools, right? So I'm just aware of the time for everyone. Thank you so much for showing us all of this. So far we've got the code browser, which is so interactive. Kids can click and drag and drop and move things around and engage directly with the slides. Then you've also got the document tab, which is great for writing things, particularly extended paragraphs, or if you've got more advanced students who are writing like essays or something. And there's the whiteboard itself, which is great for any kind of whiteboard-based lessons. We've got a question here from Peter. Peter's saying, can we upload PPT and other media? And is there a space limit?
Yes, there is no space limit. It's recommended for the PDF to be in a smaller format, like not to be over, let's say, 50 megabytes. So you can just make them smaller if there is a book of, let's say, 1,000 pages, just for the sake of better use of the space and, better functionality. But there is no actual limit. That is only a recommendation. There are two ways you can do that. You can either click the insert resources.
Actually, for that particular lesson, I think I sent you the worksheet that goes with that.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
So
let me just... Yeah, so there are two ways to do it. I can either click on the upload image or PDF button, then go to our folder. Here is the workbook. It's 1.3 megabytes, and it's going to show you that the document is uploading. So here you can actually choose if you would like to upload them all at once, or just, let's say, we just need to work on the postcard one, right? But if you just leave it like that, by default, it's going to select all the slides. And the next thing you want to choose is to add them all in a single whiteboard tab, each on a separate whiteboard tab or into the current. What is recommended is by default, because then you will see how beautifully it's going to work. It's going to turn it into a book, actually, not just into simple slides. If you put each in the separate tab, then it's going to look like slides. To make sure they fit well, just click this Zoom to Fit button. And now you can see the whole content. You can scroll down to see the pages, and your student will see everything you're doing, of course. And from there on, you can annotate. You can also add PPTs. You can add images, both PNG and JPEG format, and that's it. You can change the background if you prefer. soon we're going to be adding the color picker, so students can also pick different colors, not just these basic 3. So that's one way to upload. The other way to upload a document is simply drag and drop from your computer. So you can just grab it and you can just drop it. Another super cool thing is you can copy paste images from the net, from the internet. So if you, let's say you need to find a picture of a real picture of Great Wall of China, in this case, you can just find it in the co-browser or outside of the classroom and copy paste the image. It's going to be uploaded the same way.
That's really fantastic. So literally anything you could do with any kind of whiteboard platform, you can do here. You can upload all of the documents you need. You can annotate, you can add text, you can draw and doodle all over them. Supports many different document types. And being able to copy paste across is actually really convenient, because quite often I'm like, oh, I just need to find a quick picture to illustrate this. And I know it's a pain on some other platforms where you have to download an image and then re-upload it to the classroom. But here you can just copy and paste. That's really convenient.
Definitely. And another way to add it is to do it before class, so you're all set. So you can just click this insert resource, go to your personal tab, and the document will be showing up here. This is something you do prior to class. You can organize your documents in files or by student names and in folders as well.
That's really helpful. So particularly if you're using a curriculum or you've got a set of materials, like with the Age Academy curriculum, we've got all the workbooks that go alongside many of the lessons. And maybe you want to, those are kind of designed for homework activities, but some teachers like to use the workbooks in class, like we've got here. So it might be you want to put all of those up in your like file space there. And then it's very easy to quickly move across into the lesson for each of your students.
Definitely. And I would love to mention just how to make your PDF if you're a teacher using just PDF-based curriculum, or you're using, let's say, Age Academy, and then you want to work together with your student on the workbook. To make it even more interactive, you can use this super cool and unique tool called Video Snapshot. Let's say we want to have a role play, for example, and I want to take my picture and say, let's see, this one. And Katie, I know your camera is blurred, but if you want, you can also take a picture. Oh, hi there. So you should just click the take a video snapshot. Can I do it for you?
Go for it.
Awesome, thank you.
This is a terrible picture of me because my phone is, excuse me, I've got my phone twisted around a bit weirdly, so the camera is pointing at the screen instead of actually at me.
Awesome. So I just wanted to mention these two things. So one, you can actually put your student into the lesson, right? So you can move them around. This is especially useful for role play and for playing like static games. Like let's say you have tic-tac-toe or any game that your student needs to draw on. You can actually move your little avatars, right? And another thing you can do is you can add different kinds of reward systems suitable for your specific student. Let me show you what that means. Or maybe just for that game or activity. You need to open the type tool. Just a second. So open the type tool, like if you're going to type, and then click the, just to find it, where was it? View, file, edit. The edit button on your main browser, and it's going to open the emoji, all the emojis for you. And let's say your student loves to have gems, but SuperKid doesn't have gems as a reward, right? Ta-da-da! Now we do. Can you see the little gem?
Ah, that's very cute.
Here, yeah. Let me show you. So this is how you can actually import any little clip art just by opening the typing tool. Click the edit tab, and this is how you can, from there on, you can copy paste the gems or anything actually you want, and you can also use them to reward your system or to move around to play a game.
Fantastic. That's a really great idea. Thank you, Ivy.
Yeah, I think that's very cool because you know, let's say your student loves Ultraman or someone, but we cannot have this kind of material because it's copyrighted, but you can still find a little sticker in the emoji box on the internet to be used only for that particular student as a reward.
Yeah, so much more personalized kind of systems. That's really great. Cool. We've got a question here from Reese saying, does this support, well, first they said does this support BitTools, but then they corrected them to iTools. Does this support iTools? I'm not sure what iTools are. Ivy, do you know?
I am not sure. Do you mean maybe like Apple Pencil or something related to iPads?
It sounds like an Apple
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah,
Yes, you want to clarify
I
what
would say
is
so.
what are iTools? Might be an emoji thing,
Yeah.
maybe. Sorry, we're not experts on this.
Yeah, I would love to learn about that. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if I can answer
Okay.
that.
These are most of the questions. We've got lots of people saying things like cool, which is great. Thank you for tuning in, everyone.
Nice, thank you.
And we got Gillian here saying hi, Katie and Ivy. Hi, Gillian. Great to see you.
Hi, Jillian.
Claire was saying, I think this was just something earlier. Perfect, thank you, and amazing. So it sounds like everyone's really loving all these tools, which is fantastic. As I was saying earlier, there's so many different things to look at on this platform. It's almost difficult to know what to focus on.
Yeah.
But we've got an amazing code browser. We've got a really interactive whiteboard system here where you can upload files, you can annotate, you can add text, you can add customized reward systems. And there's also things like the document tools and even the coding editor and stuff for different kinds of classes, which is really good.
Exactly. Yeah, and also if you are a teacher, sorry, if you are teaching if you're having writing classes, just to mention this one little tool that's called Lines. Actually, this is only a background, so you can manipulate the background as a teaching tool. You can put lines, you can put dots, or grid or graph. You can control the overlay size, but what actually really works well is using the lines. Just instantly you turn the whiteboard mode into a notebook where they can write and practice.
That's excellent. I know a lot of students are working on, particularly younger students who are working on just basic handwriting skills. A lot of us are not sure how can you teach like how to write letters, for example, on an online environment, because you can't see them writing on bits of paper. But if they go on an iPad and maybe like an Apple Pencil or whatever, they can write on the iPad screen and you've got the lines there to make it just like a piece of paper.
Awesome. Katie, you have just reminded me to mention this one as well. If you have a really young student, you can just prompt them to grab their notebook. Parents can just give them a pencil and a paper. And this is how you can actually use the video snapshot tool. Let's say I wanted to write something and, I can just use a pen and a paper. Sorry, I'm not prepared for that. But let's say
hold it up on the video.
Exactly, like you asked me to draw a happy face, for example. I'm just gonna grab this prop and the student can just hold up their paper and ta-da, voila, you can now edit it together. You can take a look, you can just annotate if needed, like work on
really
it
useful.
and turn it into and also they can upload documents as well. If they had homework, they can just bring it to class if they're skilled enough, or the parent can just come on over and upload an image or PDF as well.
Fantastic. Okay, we've got a response from Reese about the iTools thing. Apparently it means presentation tools for interactive whiteboard or flipbooks. Are those those textbooks that are on a website where you click through it and have presentation tools built in, maybe?
Yeah, if you're talking about resources that are app-based, like downloaded on your device, right?
Maybe.
I think, it sounds like that. For example, I have an Oxford library that's downloaded on my MacBook, and I can just screen share. So the easiest way to do that, to go about that, is just use our screen share. It's very simple. Let me show you. If you're wanting to use anything that is app-based, downloaded on your computer. So that means it's not web-based, right? If it cannot be pulled up through the code browser, but only from your computer, then the easiest way to do is just to screen share and go from there. Let me see, maybe I can find, where is my, okay, let me show you my, maybe Oxford library. If that's what you are asking.
Possibly. I'm guessing that's what they mean. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you can actually
you can just screen share. Cool.
Yes, definitely. And then use the tools incorporated in the resource itself. So because I'm guessing, this is like the classroom presentation that's not web-based.
Great.
Can
Cool.
you see it? Yeah. Oh.
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, because we're double sharing now.
Yeah, I think maybe it's a bit too much going on the
Okay, I'm gonna skip.
the thing.
Yeah.
And no worries about the
Okay,
screen
but
share. I don't
that's
think it's
how
going to
would
work
you
because we've
want
got the
to
Wave video
forward.
going on at the same time as SuperKid. But yeah, there's a screen share feature there if you've got things that have to be on the computer. Fantastic. Okay, we've got a few questions here about pricing. We've got a question here from mystery Facebook user. Please do authorize Wave Video to access your name at some point. So mystery user has said, can you speak about prices? How much does a tutor pay to SuperKid? So I feel like we've done most of the stuff to do with the virtual classroom. So should we move on a little bit to talk about these other things? So maybe pricing.
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, so signing up and starting with SuperKid is absolutely free. You get to explore all the tools you need and just to see what would work best for you. Right as of a few days ago, we started offering a subscription plan. And before that, we only used to offer the commission plan. The commission plan, based on our teachers' feedback so far, is that it works much better for teachers who are just starting out, having like a few students and just looking for ways to just teach them and expand their teaching business slowly. So this works better for them. It is 15% a commission fee that includes all the transaction fees, which come up between like 7 to 8% is only like for transaction fees, right? Plus conversion fees, everything is included in that commission fee. Or you can go for the subscription plan, and in which you get 2 weeks free. Every new teacher is based on the commission plan until you decide what works best for you. So from there on, you can stay in the free plan as long as you want. And on the free plan, the only limit is you can give 2 free classes per student. So let's say if you have 30 students, each of your student can get 2 free classes. And this is for you and your students to explore the classroom, to set up the tech stuff, to play around and to see if it's gonna work for you. And after that, you can choose to stay on the commission plan. And also the differences on the commission plans works the way that you use our payment processor. So you do not pay anything in advance. There is no like monthly fee. You only pay as you earn. But if you go with the subscription plan, it works like any other subscription. It's going to be £27 a month and no limit when it comes to your storage. We didn't mention that there are class recordings and they're automated, so you don't have to click anything to record your classes. They're going to be pre-saved automatically for your students and yourself to review anytime. So everything you have seen on the platform is included. And plus, you don't have to use the payment processor. We wanted to make it like easier for teachers to choose, to give control back to teachers to choose if they need actually to do the payment processing through SuperKid or not. So if you go for the subscription plan, you'll have the monthly fee. That works much better if you have a bigger student base, based on what teachers are saying so far. And yeah, you can just create class bundles that are zero price, like £0, just to be able to use the whole system to track their classes. So let's say you have a student who purchases 20 classes for you outside of SuperKid. You're going to create a class bundle for them, to name it 20 classes for student Amy, for example. She's going to click to confirm, and from there on, SuperKid is going to work for you to track your class credit, refunds, rescheduling, everything you need. You don't have to take care about manually anymore.
Excellent. So basically, there's 2 payment options. The first option is a commission based. It's totally free to start. There's no monthly subscription fee, and you just pay, was it 15%?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah, 15% commission on your earnings, because they're paying through SuperKid as part of the booking process. It gets automatically done for you. You pay as you earn. Or the other option is paying £27 a month, which is, I want to say $35-ish.
Yeah, 32.5.
Okay, I can't do exchange rates. There we go, $32.5 a month. And that is a fixed monthly fee. And if you do that, you can process your payments off the platform. Like maybe you've already got your own payment processing system set up anyway. And then you're just using SuperKid mostly for the booking side and the actual virtual classroom itself. So if you prefer to process your payments off the site, you can also do that and pay a monthly subscription. I agree. That
Yeah,
works really well. Once you've got a good student base and you're having lots of regular classes,
definitely.
that one might work
Yeah.
out a bit cheaper. So teachers have the option to
And
choose between the two.
definitely. And one more thing we include in the subscription plan, like we are open to suggestions. We can include to some things such as, for example, an educational email. You get an edu email that ends like, let's say, katie@superkid.net, and it will allow you access to Get Epic Library, for example, to get free teaching resources to complement with your regular curriculum you're using.
Okay, fantastic. Great. So there's lots of benefits to those extra plans as well. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So if you want to get started for free, I think I put the link in the chat and it's under the video description somewhere as well. So if anyone wants to get started for free, sign up there. Originally you start on the commission plan, and if you want to, you can switch across to that monthly subscription if you wish. Okay, I think that was a bit about prices. Should we? Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the time. We have so much to talk about, Ivy. Should we have a quick look at the out of class side of the platform? In particular, I think just the booking system, and just showing people what you can have. Maybe just from the front end, like the student's view, perhaps, as what kind of things are available.
Yes. Would you like to share from your student end? Yeah.
Or I've got it on my phone, which is a little bit clunky.
Okay.
Maybe it's easier.
Sure. So should I end class? Right.
Yeah. Do you want to just on your end just go and just look at a tutor profile and just show what it looks like from the booking end? That'd be cool.
From the student's end, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Got it.
I'm gonna mess it up. What have I done?
Let me just share this.
Okay.
Awesome.
So
Just to share my screen again.
Yeah.
Here it is. Okay, can you see it?
Yep, it's showing up.
Wonderful, awesome. So let's say, so now I'm logged in as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to show you, let me see the lesson I take to open another account. So to show you from the student, I'm just going to log out.
Okay, sure. So basically, just to summarize, for anyone
Mm-hmm.
who's just sort of tuning in, is not familiar with SuperKid, there's basically two kinds of classes mostly that you can offer. Well, it's kind of three classes, I guess, three types. There's one-on-one classes, there's group classes, and then there's the self-paced classes. I think most people are interested in the one-on-one classes and the group classes options. So one-on-one classes, they have a bookable calendar, a bit like if you're familiar with Calendly or those kind of systems, right? You create a calendar and students will select a particular time and then and the class.
Here it is.
Excellent, yeah.
Yeah, so you have the book one. So this is how, actually, we didn't mention that every teacher gets his or her own private page, teaching page, with the introduction link and the photo. And these are the main tabs you can actually, teaching modes you can offer: one-on-one class, group class, and you can also offer some resources you create on the SuperKid Marketplace. So for your student to book one-on-one class, they just need to click this book on one-on-one button. And here they're going to be presented with the bundles you offer. These are like class bundles, and they can be made however you want, with how many classes you need. The price can be zero once you're on the subscription plan, so you don't need to use the payment processor. And here you can offer free classes to your students or paid. Let's say,
so there's the option there for trial classes.
See, I think I have one. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. This one is, yeah. This one, let me show you how to book class actually. So let's say I want to book an English class with Abridge Academy, and it's going to be 25 minutes. This is something that students just fill in once randomly, but you're the one controlling the level and the unit you're going to use. And here they're going to see the single class price. If they got a class bundle with you, they can just use the bundle to book the class. So they're going to check your schedule. Let's say I want to book this one, but because I'm not logged in, let me log in with one of the accounts. Okay, maybe this one.
I love how convenient this is as well. Like they can just see an overview of your calendar and just book it straight away. There's no back and forth. There's messages trying to negotiate times.
Yeah.
So particularly if you've done like a big promotion and you just want to quickly share everyone your tutor profile, and they can all go in and book classes without you having to talk to lots of individual parents and students directly.
Exactly.
So that'd be
Yeah.
incredibly helpful.
Yeah, and you also set things only once, and you're good to go. Okay, I logged in as you, Katie.
Oh, great.
so
What
so
have you
I'm
bought for me?
able to actually book. Yeah. Okay, you also teach science, but at the moment, let's book. Yeah, the Abridge Academy class. And okay, sorry for the time it's taking because I had to repeat the steps because I wasn't logged in. And this is how it works. So if I want to book this class slot, so the student is going to be prompted to either pay or pay with bundle. So if they got a class bundle from you, they can just click pay with bundle. And here you see the beauty of SuperKid system. It actually checks everything by itself. Use classes 7, remaining classes 13. For class price 0, because we have the bundle already. We're using the class credit, right? And ta-da! And now if the parent, what usually we recommended is for your parent to book all the classes in one sitting because they don't need to go back here and select everything again. There is no need to do that. You can just open all the classes in the bundle you sold and they're just going to click book again. Now you can see there is 12 classes remaining.
Good.
8 classes used. Let's book this one as well, and so on. So for example, I and my teacher friends usually have classes of packages of 30, 45, or even 90 classes. And I have moms who like to book like from August to March or April, and they're just set at one sitting, and they're super happy because they don't have to think about the class timer and everything. That's also
really convenient.
Very convenient, for them to get you as their teacher every week, twice a week at the same time. No worries about anything. If you do have to cancel class or reschedule, you can also do it, and your student can do it as well. Should we done with that, or it's getting too much?
Yeah. I was also going to say what payment methods are there. Just a quick question. If they're paying, how can they pay?
Sure. Yes, SuperKid is integrated with Stripe plus WeChat, so parents can actually use WeChat. It's very simple. If I click the pay £22, it would open the WeChat window saying just to enter the student name, no other private information. We don't collect anything.
Great. So they can either pay by card or by WeChat.
Yeah, definitely. Let's say this class slot does not work for me. I can just reschedule if my teacher agrees. So to check that, I will have to check with my teacher, right? So SuperKid even has the messenger here. It's very simple for now, but they can say, hey, teacher Ivy, can we please reschedule the class? I booked the wrong class time. Can you please open the class at 5:30, let's say? Thank you. And you will get email notification of the message. Open the class for them, let them know, and they're going to be able to reschedule the class.
That's really helpful. That's very convenient, particularly you say you've got students who might book months and months in advance. There's always going to be a few things they have to move around.
Exactly.
Got a question
right
here
now,
from Mystery Facebook user. How soon before class can a student reschedule, and does the teacher get a notification?
Excellent. Yeah, that's a great question. So they can reschedule class. We made it to work for us, right, first as teachers. So they can reschedule class up to 8 hours before class. If they try to reschedule in the 8-hour window, that's not going to be possible. Their class credit is going to be used. So that means you can go to bed not worrying about your first morning class, right? I mean, they can just no-show or just let you know, but their class credit is still going to be used. If they want to reschedule outside of the 8-hour window, they can do that with your permission, of course, if you can open the different class slots. So it has to be open in order for them to reschedule. Or they can just cancel the class if outside of the 8-hour window. So, and in that case, the class credit will be refunded to them.
Okay, fantastic. And is there a way of teachers changing that, or is it fixed at 8 hours?
For now, not. It works across the platform.
Yeah. Okay, great. We've got a similar question
Mm-hmm.
from Stephanie. What if the teacher needs to reschedule? Is it the same process?
It works the same for the teacher and the student. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Great. Okay, so that was a look at the one-on-one classes, right? So that you can set up bundles
Yes.
to offer discounts for like large bookings. They can book on a calendar system, and you've got a really convenient platform from both the teacher and the student end for seeing your upcoming classes, which we can see on the
Mhm.
screen here, which is really, really
Yeah.
useful.
Yes,
Um,
especially if you have like once you start growing your student base, if you have like more than 5 students, it starts to get messy, right? If you don't have
mm,
a system working for you like this. So for example, if at the moment I have 11 students and I just remember that my birthday is coming and I don't want to have classes on that day, I can just search for that specific student. Let's say it's Elsa. Elsa. So you can just search for the student and it's going to give you, oh, okay,
so I think
maybe
you're still logged in as
Ashley.
me. I don't have any else's.
Oh, I am not on my real account. That's why.
Yeah.
Sorry. Because I'm a student here.
Oh,
Okay,
great. So you
so
can filter
maybe,
by the
yeah.
students to see their
Yeah,
classes.
exactly. So you can filter by students, by what else? Yeah, by teacher, by curriculum even,
Mhm.
and by group class. And you were mentioning the group classes, right?
Yes, this might be a good time to look at that group class thing. Again, if we just briefly have
Mhm.
a look at how that works. So
Yes,
I know the
sure.
setup process is a process people can go through. You've got detailed guides on that from the teacher's end.
Yes, and
Um,
and just to mention that
yeah,
just like 2 days ago, we launched our YouTube channel filled with how-to guides on every step you need to set your account easily. So here, your student, we looked at the book one-on-one tab. Here they can check your group classes available. At the moment, we're looking at the student, yeah, at SuperKid account.
so
Sorry,
when I
I
look on
should
your
open my,
profile, you've got some group classes listed,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So I just need to open my account, yeah, my real account.
And the idea of group classes
I
is you
think
pre-schedule at a set time, and then students can sign up
exactly.
to that group. So that can be really
Yes.
helpful if you want to have like a regular thing, like a book club or something, or you could do like a short series of classes. Like I've done summer camp type
Oh,
classes
here
and
it
things
is.
before. These would work really
Exactly.
well for this.
Yeah, and it also works really well if you want to offer like short live courses, not just group classes, but courses
Mm.
around one topic or skill, specific skill. So you can turn these group classes into, let's say, 8-week course on, let's say, writing or anything you want. And also one specific thing they can do is they can gift the course to their friends. So this is also very cool to self-promote. If you have a student and you can let them know you're opening the book club, they can
Mm-hmm.
actually buy the group class for their friends as well. So they just need to enter their email and they can pay for them as well.
That's really helpful because I know I used to teach on a platform called OutSchool before. People might be familiar with OutSchool, and it's not rare, not super common, but did sometimes happen where you'd have what's called a class buyout. So like sometimes it'd be a company buying a set load of classes, or it might be people even do like birthday party events where they book all the kids into an online class. So you want one parent who's organizing it to pay for everything. So being
Yeah,
able to gift
very
the
cool.
course like that is really good without because it's a bit weird having a party and then making people pay for their own slot. So that's really great. Awesome. And I like that you can have
Wonderful.
reviews and stuff on these as well. So maybe you've got a course that you sell as like a pre-made thing, like particularly if you're an Age Academy teacher using some of our Age Academy expansion courses, which are like short
Mhm.
series. Some of them are short series of lessons. For example, there's one on space travel, which is really fun. So it might be you've created a
Mhm.
group class on this space travel thing, and then you can reteach that class on other times. And there's like sorry, words escape me in the evening. You can reviews of that, and then parents will be able to see that on your profile, your reviews of people who've taken that course previously, which I think
Exactly.
is fantastic. Oh yes, here's my Earth and Environmental Science resources.
Yeah.
You can see there, you can see the reviews there. So
Yeah.
people can leave a review, which is always nice to show off your skills as a nice teacher profile.
Definitely.
Great.
And just to mention, like, I know how frustrated we got back then when we used to work for companies, like the review couldn't be removed if you got like 1 star or 2 stars. On SuperKid, of course, it's just made to work for you, to promote you better. But if there is like a bad review, we can always remove it or anything. You just have to let us know.
Yeah. So it's really a great way of sort of collating together a nice tutor profile that you can use to promote you and your classes. And I know when I've talked to parents previously, they really like the fact that you have a sort of organized profile, an organized booking system, and like it's a very
100.
professional feel for you as a tutor. So whereas as an independent teacher, if you're messaging back and forth and trying to organize things and sending them invoices on Stripe and all of that, it can feel a bit clunky. Whereas this is all a nice organized platform. It looks very professional. They know they're going through a legit company, so their payments are protected. Parents really like this kind of system.
Yeah, and these are like all the students' tools and parents' tools. They can set up their finances if they would like to purchase some resource on the marketplace or just book classes. They can just set their payment method here. They can save their favorite group class or favorite course if they're taking any, and they can just keep a better track of everything happening. And they can check the messages.
Great. Wow, so there's so much going on here. I feel like we talked about loads so far today, and thank you so much for showing us around everything, Ivy. I think we
Thank you for having me.
Just jump back to our faces. Oh, this is an interesting mode. Let's go back to where's one that can actually see us clearly. There we go. So it was really, really exciting to see all those different tools on the SuperKid platform. So if anyone's got any last questions and stuff to have a look at, I'm just aware of the time we've overrun already. Thank you so much for sticking around, Ivy. So if anyone's got any questions, it's a great time to jump in with those. Yeah, so basically to summarize, we've looked at SuperKid's interactive classroom platform with the co-browser, with the whiteboard system, with the document editing tools, the ability to upload files, all of those fantastic features. And then the out of class features like the one-on-one booking system with a calendar, the ability to create group classes at pre-scheduled times for people to then book. You can create bundles and sell packages at discounted prices to get people to buy more classes in one go. And it's all very organized, and there's a lovely teacher and student login so they can see all their upcoming classes in one place and organize rescheduling and everything else. So yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot we looked at today. Thank you so much, Ivy.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else
Thank
you want to add to emphasize to anyone? I want to just have a quick look through the questions.
Sure. Maybe I just want to mention like that every student gets his or her own individual space. So that means like, I always forget to mention that, but it's a gold because let's say Katie and I used this classroom today. Next time when we have class, everything is going to be saved for us and waiting for us. All the annotations, the lesson material opened and used, everything is going to be waiting for you. So you don't need to upload all the material every single time. It's just going to be pre-saved for you. When you have another student, that other student is going to have their own so-called classroom on lesson space. You can even allow them, but for now we keep it restricted just to see how it goes. But we can actually allow students to enter their classroom anytime to practice, to exercise. But for now, it's not something that teachers are asking for. So we will see. If you would like to see that, that's also possible. Like to just allow them enter the classroom anytime to practice. But for now, they just get the class recording to review. Yeah. This is something interesting
really helpful.
to mention.
And I think having those automated recordings and things is great because I know parents are often looking for those recordings to review what their kids been doing in class or to practice things again. And again, that's something I know other platforms don't always offer recordings. Having that built in is really, really helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I've just been scrolling through all the questions. Thank you so much, everyone. Really great to see so many people tuning in. So we've got a question here from another mystery Facebook user. If we pay monthly, can we use the payment processor or not? How does it work then on the subscription plan?
Yes, sure. So on the subscription plan, you can use it, but it's optional, so you don't have to use it. On the commission plan doesn't have the ongoing fee, but you get to pay only when you earn. So when you actually process some payments from the student, we will get the commission. On the subscription plan, if you do want to use the payment processor, the fee is going to be much less. It's going to be 7.5%, including all the transaction fees. Like Stripe is there with 2.9 plus 1% if outside of the US. And then there is a Wise conversion fee. So, and SuperKid adds 2.5% to that in total. So if you compare it to like, yeah, I think it can work really well. And so, yeah, but it's optional. Again, you don't have to use it because many teachers were saying previously that they would love to use SuperKid, but not the payment processor because they all have, many teachers have their payment system all set, right, and working really well already. So we were just exploring the way how to offer that without making anybody use any tool they don't want to use. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think that's really helpful having that choice. So it's 15% if you're on the commission plan, or it's only 7.5% and optional if you're on the monthly payment plan. You can choose to do the
Yeah.
payment processing if you want, and it's basically covering the costs of Stripe and Wise.
Exactly.
Now you mentioned Wise, that's for paying out to the teacher, right?
Yeah.
And what are the
Yeah.
methods for paying out to the teacher? Is it only through Wise?
For now, yeah, Wise or direct bank transfer work best.
Mm-hmm.
We are not
Great.
using PayPal because it's super inconvenient and we didn't have some good experience with them. So just your money gets to SuperKid through Stripe. Your parents can pay by using any card or WeChat, and we do the payouts. You can actually create a payout request anytime, and we're going to do the payout upon your request. It can be instant. It can be, there are some teachers who like to collect their income for like 2 weeks, and there is a button that says, I want you to pay me out all the funds to come to my Wise account or direct bank. And that's how it works.
Great. And actually, you mentioned the bank transfer. Are there only certain countries that are supported with that, or can you bank transfer to any countries? I know we have some teachers from like South Africa and the Philippines tuning in, which were not supported.
Yeah, I think they can, but they can still open Wise account, and so that would be really good and easy to work with. You can always reach out to us if there is any specific requirement for your bank to work or for your country. So we're going to check it individually. But most of the time, Wise proves to be the best, as it's even more available than Stripe.
Yeah,
I know
definitely.
specifically for South Africa, like teachers who can't have the Stripe account can still open the Wise account and connect their local bank.
Excellent. So that's very convenient. So ideally, people should connect at Wise. I also really love how convenient Wise is for payments. And if you don't have Wise, you can use bank transfer instead.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Cool. We've got a question here from teacher Brenda. Great to see you, Brenda. Thank you for tuning in. And I was messaging you, Brenda, earlier. She said she had a class, but luckily we overran so massively that Brenda's classes are finished. She's been able to join us. Thank you, Brenda.
Yeah.
Brenda's saying, can they search all of the teachers?
Not anymore. Yeah. So at first, when we first started back like 20 months ago, we had an idea to offer also a marketplace of teachers to try and help each other out to get more bookings. But that proved to be a huge thing to do. And for now, and also a lot of teachers had requested to remove that tab. So on the SuperKid platform, there used to be a tab that says find your teacher, and then any student could just easily access all the teachers registered on the platform. If this is something of interest, we can always separate. We're thinking of making a subdomain just to separate the two, and then that can also be optional for teachers who would want to have their profile on public mode for others to find them. But for now, we just disabled this one. So your students and your profile are more private. Yeah.
Definitely. I think this is great because we're mostly focusing here on independent teachers who are finding your own students. What you don't want to do is put all that effort into marketing and you found your own students through Xiaohongshu or WeChat or anything else, all that hard work, and then they go into your profile and they saw this little message about finding a different tutor when they went and booked with someone else.
Yeah.
It'll be a bit sad.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Yes, so
that's why
very much your profile is kind of just for you to share. And they're not going to recommend your students to other teachers.
Exactly. No way to do that anymore. And that's why I saw Brenda's question also. She said, because she saw the my favorite teacher tab under the students tab, that thank you for that. We're just going to remove that because it's not functioning.
It is useful, I think, to keep linked to your profile.
Yeah,
so
it can be used
keep a link to your tutor profile, so when they next need to purchase a new package of classes, they can do it straight away without you having to send them another link.
Definitely, actually, yeah, you're right. Thanks for that.
Maybe we just rename it rather than favorite teacher, just call it my teacher.
Yeah. Yes.
Easy way of doing it.
Even better. On it.
Cool. Thank you for those questions. Hang on, I'm just seeing if there are any more questions that have joined in. Okay, we've got a few thank yous. So Reese is saying, thank you for sharing this platform. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
And Brenda's also saying, thank you so much. Great information. Awesome. I think these are all the questions. Any last questions, anyone? I think I went scrolled through again. I don't think we've missed any. Oh God, thank you for Gillian. Gillian's just said, congratulations on 1,000 subs to my channel. Finally reached 1,000 views here on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. But yeah, I was very excited. I hit the milestone
Congratulations.
yesterday. So thank you,
Awesome.
Gillian.
Super cool.
Sorry, that was me talking about me. Let's go back to the questions about SuperKid. I think that was everything. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Ivy. Thank you for sticking around. I know we overran quite a lot, so I really appreciate you giving up your time to be here and tell us all about this great platform.
Thank
If
you.
anyone wants to sign up for SuperKid, it's free to get started. We're talking earlier about the commission plan. You only pay when you earn, or there's that optional monthly payment option instead, but all that details on the website. So if you look under the description of this video, or I put it in the chat a while back, it's probably disappeared off the chat by now. But under the description of this video, there is a link to sign up to SuperKid, or it's just superkid.net. And yeah, I hope you found this useful. Thank you so much, Ivy.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure and great questions, everyone. Feel free to reach out either in our Facebook group or via email or anyhow you find more suitable. Feel free to register. It's absolutely free. You're going to get the welcome email with more information and everything, and the teacher training should you need any more information to get you started, at least to explore and give some feedback. That would be awesome as well.
Yeah. I would like to add to that as well. Ivy is so helpful. Whenever you've got any questions on things, she's always there to help guide new teachers getting started on the platform. Maybe you're struggling to find something or need some advice setting up your profile. She's always super helpful with things like that. So yeah, you can always get in touch. Thank you so much. We've got Stephanie here saying, thank you so much, ladies. Yes, thank you for tuning in, Stephanie.
Thank you.
And same from Peter, you guys are awesomeness in the can. I love that phrase. I'm going to save that. Awesomeness in a can. Thank you, Peter. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I'm going to let you get on with the rest of your day. And yeah, goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See you.
See you.